I'm Brian Yampolsky, one of the co-owners of Orion Mortgage.
And I'm Joe Ashton. Welcome to this week's edition of the Inside Track.
This week's topic is probably one of the most important, if not completely overlooked issues that's happening right now in the market, and that has to do with property flipping. And before we go on about property flipping and why it's important to you or any home buyer, let's define what that actually means. Property flipping is a practice whereby a property recently acquired is resold for a considerable profit with an artificially inflated value. And I think the key word there is artificially.
Artificially, yeah.
A little history on what happened and how we ended up where we are today.
All right, it's a great story. We'll try to make it quick, but the housing crisis began and was in a full meltdown several years ago, and the industry began to look back and look at the causes of how that happened. And one of the things they discovered were these fraud teams where you had a whole bunch of real estate professionals, including realtors, appraisers, lenders, title people, insurance agents, and buyers that were buying property and then flipping it at an artificially inflated value to unsuspecting buyers who got left holding the bag. Well, eventually Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae and FHA said no more. And they put this stopgap kind of measure in to prevent that. And they said you have to prove that you've been on title for sometimes 6 months, sometimes 12 months before you can resell it. And so if you fast forward a couple years from then, the market changed drastically. In 2008 and 2009, we're in this full foreclosure boom, and the housing prices are down 30 to 70%. And people are walking from their houses left and right, and neighborhoods are beginning to deteriorate, and houses are kind of unkept. And Freddie, Fannie, and FHA are now accumulating this foreclosed property at a rapid clip, and they don't want the property, so they're dumping it back on the market. And this is where good old-fashioned American ingenuity comes in. You get these investors who are coming in, buying the property, rehabbing them, thus rehabbing neighborhoods, and then when they go to sell this property now, they run into these chain of title restrictions. And so eventually Freddie, Fannie, and FHA lifted the ban, which was January of this year,
right.
And it opened the door to really rehab a lot of neighborhoods across the nation, and it was really a good thing. But what they are doing is they're still scrutinizing the value to make sure that there's no artificially inflated values.
Joe's an excellent storyteller. Good job. Now, what does that mean to you as a home buyer, or if you know someone who's trying to buy a house? You need to know, more than ever, you need to know what solutions exist for this issue, property flipping. Generally speaking, I can tell you right now that as a mortgage broker, we talk to a dozen lenders every day. Some of them will do flips, some of them won't do flips. So you need to know who you're dealing with. And I think the role of an educated or experienced mortgage broker now is more important than it ever has been. A couple of tips for you. If you're looking at buying a property and the seller acquired the property less than 90 days ago, if it was maybe 85 days ago, I would suggest considering writing the contract on the property after the next 5 days passes, so that you're past that 90-day time period.
Yeah.
But more importantly than these tips or ideas is make sure you talk to an educated and experienced mortgage broker like Joe, like myself. We can help you figure out what the solutions are.
Yeah, just real quickly, I would say that there's different solutions depending upon different things. There's a different set of parameters if it's FHA versus conventional. There's a different set of parameters if it's less than 90 days versus over 90 days. There's different overlays or restrictions or rules with each and every different lender. And so you really need to do a lot of work and homework, and just make sure if you're a realtor or if you're a buyer and you're about to buy a property, find out how long the current owner has owned it. If it's less than 91 days, make sure you talk to somebody knowledgeable in this area.
Thanks for listening today. I hope you got a lot of value out of today's topic. If you have any questions about today's topic, please give us a call at the number on your screen, or shoot us an email, and either Joe or myself will return the call or the email. Thanks again, and have a great day.
Thank you.